So, as a teenager, I was wondering, what can we do? I mean, it's a big deal, obviously, and it's kids our age that this is happening to, so what can we do to help them?
I think, number one, educating yourself about what it's about. And like Erin said, this not being afraid to step up if you see something going on. I know we get referrals, and our detective division gets referrals from friends that think their friend is out there being involved in this. But I know that a lot of the women I deal with that are working for SARC are young and can make that connection with these young victims that are out there. It's something to have somebody in your own age group to go there and say, I know where you're coming from. I understand what you're talking about.
Adolescents are key to this. It's really paying attention to the folks that are close to you, knowing what to look for, knowing when things don't feel right. I'm sure you've got very specific ways that you reach out to your peer set when things don't feel right. These kids are so isolated, and they're extremely skilled at masking what's going on. We've got kids that are still actively in school, living at home and working and being worked on the track. But staying very tuned into, it could be a friend of yours that's being exploited. And be willing enough to have an honest conversation with somebody. I'm worried about you. And being able to keep it free of shame and blame and guilt. How do we build strong, safe communities around our youth, for our youth, and by our youth? The goal is to be able to move adolescents from victim to survivor to leader. But if we can build a community where adolescents feel safe and understood and have a place, there's a good reason why they won't come back. So it's making sure that your peer set always have a place to be. And it's helping your peers shut down oppressive language. So when we talk about what's in the prevention curriculum, oppression is one of the biggest things we focus on. What's the humor? What's the language? How are we blaming others? How are we always isolating other folks when they don't fit in to this pretty picture that we really want for ourselves? So you become responsible for all of your peers. You become an educator. You set an example. You be the one. That's that safe place to go. And it makes a huge difference for your friends. And I can guarantee you, you know someone, or you know the friend of someone who is at risk or is currently somehow being exploited. Statistically, it's so high.
The victims come from every level out there. I mean, they are from the low-income families to people who are to families of people, making millions of dollars, and it is every social-economic group out there. And the same thing for the Johns. We arrest people who barely are getting by. I've personally arrested Johns who are lawyers, who are doctors, who was a dean of a college, been involved in these arrests. It is everybody, and if it's some of stand up. I mean, say something to them. Say it's not right if it's a John, or stand up and help your friend. Talk to a trusted adult if you're afraid or uncomfortable talking to that person. I mean, call SARC. They've got great people that will come out and help you figure out a way to deal with those people. But we're there to help, and the police department, even though we sort of get a bad reputation of wanting to arrest people and put people away, the team that we work with detectives and the task force, and we're working together with people like SARC and LifeWorks and stuff to help people make changes in their life.
I think one of the answers to your question about what to do starts on a very personal level. And I think each and every one of us has to really get up in the morning and say, I like myself. I like living in my skin. I was born here to have a wonderful life. I was born here to be a happy person. I was born here to live my life every day with joy, with love. And out of that will come compassion for other people. And when you see situations such as, Johns and pimps and prostitutes. And if a friend of yours is involved, and there are organizations like SARC, there are people like Mike working in the field to refer your friends to. But nobody is going to be able to refer anybody unless they get up in the morning and say, I am here to be a happy person. I am here to live a happy, wonderful life. And I am here to really open my heart and feel love deep inside myself and to live that way every day. Now, if a person succeeds in doing that, they really will succeed in not only helping themselves, but they will truly help many other human beings.
So this is what we've had high school students do for us over the last 4 or 5 years. They put together a social action committee in their school. You organize an awareness campaign for your school. You come up, you start building and changing culture in your school. You let administration know what it is that you students want. How do you want to change your school's culture? You demand prevention education. You demand curriculum that is all inclusive around human sexuality. You can fundraise. It's not just my nonprofit that needs money. Mike needs money badly because Mike is working with folks that have just aged out of services and so are not able to tap into all of the other resources that are in the community. But in the middle of the night, Mike's needing gift cards for food so he can feed somebody, so that he can get them through a longer interview. So to have Subway gift cards, McDonald's gift cards, so they can just have $10 to get somebody fed. Both agencies are constantly, I can't tell you the thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars we go through just trying to meet those most basic needs. You can do campaigns, a hygiene drive. We go through thousands of hygiene supplies. Kids are on the run all the time. So food, hygiene, clothing, safe space, and then that ongoing education. There's a lot that you guys can do.